Hey, what's up, guys? I wanted to talk about some stuff I saw with Amazon.com today. I was just reading an article in the Wall Street Journal about it, and I thought that I would share what I just read. Apparently, Amazon is paying $1,000 signing bonuses because they are so desperate for employees. They're adding 75,000 workers, and not only are they paying the $1,000 signing bonus, but they're actually offering higher wages than they've ever offered before. So I'm going to break some of this down for you right now on the Black Financial Channel. So get comfortable, buckle up your seatbelt. We're going to get started right now. Hey, what's going on, guys? Welcome to the Black Financial Channel. That's theblackfinancialchannel.com. My name is Dr. Boyce Watkins. I'm your friendly neighborhood finance professor. And today I want to talk about Amazon. Amazon is really, really paying a lot of money right now. They're really going out of their way to bring in workers. And as in fact, they are so desperate for workers that they are literally offering signing bonuses that are $1,000, and they're paying, I think, an average wage of $17 an hour, which is, I mean, that's for some of you that may be helpful. For some of you, you may think, whatever, that's garbage. But it made me think about what's going on with the economy. And also, before I get started, though, I want you guys to know I'm in the process of actually, Alicia and I are about to get married, and so I'm sort of in transition, and I don't have my microphone. So do me one favor, real quick. Please give me a yes in the chat if you can hear me okay, if I'm coming through clearly, if I sound okay. Give me a yes in the chat to let me know you can hear me so I can make sure that we're good as we move forward. Hello, Sweet Great Mom from Philly, and Tanisha Williams from Vegas, and Cindy, I see you as well, and Jimmy Davis. Okay, thank you for the yeses. Okay, I see some yeses coming through. Christy and Tim and Donnie and Juliet. Good to see you. Okay, all right, so hit the thumbs up button. Please hit the thumbs up button, share, subscribe button if you haven't done it yet. So here's what is going on. This is what led me to jump in and talk to you guys real quick. And I'm not going to make this long, but I was reading the Wall Street Journal that, and I'm going to put this into context so you can kind of know what's going on with the economy and why this is happening. It says Amazon is hiring 75,000 workers and offering $1,000 signing bonuses in some locations. The latest hiring spree in what has been a year of tremendous growth. The retail and tech giant said the new roles, representing nearly 8% of the U.S. workforce, are offering average pay of $17 an hour, an increase over the company's typical starting wage of $15 an hour. The company in April said it was raising wages for more than 500,000 hourly employees by between 50 cents and $3 an hour, an investment of more than $1 billion. So Amazon is desperate. Amazon is really trying to get workers. Amazon wants to get them by any means necessary. McDonald's also just announced, I don't know if any of y'all know this or not, but McDonald's also announced that they're starting to pay their workers more because they're desperate for workers. So how many of you, give me a yes or no if you were aware of any of that, if you saw what was going on with that. Let me know if you kind of seen this. And I'm going to put it in the context, whether you are a person that might be interested in that opportunity. I want to tell you about it for that reason. But then also, if you aren't interested in the opportunity and you're just investing, let's say you're a shareholder in Amazon, or you're a shareholder in McDonald's, or you're a shareholder in any company in the stock market, then this is going to affect you. So basically, here's what I'm saying right now. Amazon is desperate for workers for the same reason a lot of companies are desperate for workers right now. Right now, unemployment is at a massive low. It's at a post-pandemic low. So new jobless claims and everything else have dipped to a really low level. At the same time, inflation is actually starting to show its head. We talked about inflation a little bit before. Basically, inflation is the scary thing that can affect your stock prices. If you own a lot of growthy tech stocks, meaning companies that have very low earnings right now, but are expected to grow really big later on, like the Cathie Wood tech stocks, you probably got hammered. You probably got hammered today, even though the rest of the market's taken off. That's why it's really important to not put too much faith in those companies, because these companies can be body slammed. And a lot of that is driven by the fact that inflation is starting to just look kind of crazy. And part of inflation is the price of everything, including the costs that companies have to pay for their workers. So right now you have an interesting situation happening in the labor market that is going to affect the stock market over the next several months. You have a reduction in the supply of workers for numerous factors. And because the supply of workers is dropping, companies are throwing tons of money at these workers to try to bring them along. But then also at the same time, these companies, McDonald's is telling its franchisees, look, pay your workers more money, just pass the cost to the customer. So that's inflation on top of inflation. It's like the crap that rolls downhill, right? So we've got wage inflation, which is going to be followed by consumer inflation because the price of your cheeseburger is going to go up, right? And then also what's interesting is, well, even if you talk about things like gas, you had a restriction on supply of gasoline to the Northeast because that plant got shut down, but because it was hacked this weekend. You just got a lot of different things kind of happening right now that are really putting inflationary pressure on the economy, which could end up really dipping the price of some of your high growth tech stocks. So be really careful about those growthy companies, those companies that haven't made a profit yet, where their earnings aren't very big. And then some big companies are going to be hit by, like Tesla. If you have Tesla stock, how many of y'all own Tesla? Anybody own Tesla? Anybody recently thought about buying it? Tesla, if you will notice, Tesla used to be a high flyer. Tesla is not a high flyer right now, from what I understand. Tesla over the last 3 months has lost 29% of its value, 16% in the last month. So Tesla is also in that category because its growth is expected to be really high. So do me a favor, hit the thumbs up button, share, subscribe button if you haven't done it yet. Also, if you want to educate your kids on economics, which I encourage you to do because you're empire builders, you're building a family legacy, it's very, very important to pass that legacy to the children. You can take a look at our financial workbooks designed by experts. We have flashcards, workbooks, things like that. You can go to financialworkbooks.com. That's right there on the screen. So feel free to go take a look if you'd like to get your kids moving forward. You're educating your kids at home. This is a good opportunity for you to teach them the things you want them to know, not just the things that other people want them to know. Another interesting thing about this, in terms of this labor supply issue, is that my speculation from what I've been doing, learning my research, is that there are pretty much three key factors that are causing these problems in the labor market, which is going to push wages up, which is good for workers. Workers have more power now than they've ever had before. And I think that is a good thing for America. I really do. I think workers don't have enough power in this country. We're a little bit off balance. We're a little bit too capitalist. A little bit of that money, too much of that money is flowing to the top, and it's not hitting the people on the bottom. And so I personally think that this is actually good for America in a particular way. Now, one of the things that is happening, though, is that the reason that you're having this restriction in labor supply and an increase in wages and all that is for three reasons. One, people are scared. People are still nervous about going out. The CDC just issued another report saying if you're fully vaccinated, you can go and take your mask off in most places, stuff like that. I think these reports are coming out because they're realizing that people don't want to go out and do anything because they're still scared. I'm getting married this month, and I had people that wouldn't come to the wedding because they become germaphobes. Like, they're so scared and so used to being locked in their house that they don't want to come out. They're antisocial now. They're scared of people, scared of human beings. So they, so I was like, yeah, but you got your vaccine. Like, why would you be scared to come out? Well, now the CDC is starting to tell people, hey, look, if you got your shot, then come on out. Like, you can live your life, right? And that because right now a lot of people don't go to work because they're still scared, right? You inject that fear in people. Fear is a virus that is not easily cured, right? So they injected the fear, they achieved that goal, and then next thing you know, the fear is still there. The second component is daycare. A lot of people have kids, and the kids they have nowhere to put their kids. They can't send them to school. They can't send them to daycare. So how can you go to work if you can't send your kids to school or daycare? That third piece of that is that right now there's this little bump that the federal government offers to unemployment. It ain't nothing, honestly. It's nothing that is really significant in terms of, changing somebody's life. But there's now this interesting thing that's going on with capitalism. This is actually a downfall of capitalism, is that they kind of feel it's a little bit tougher for them to pimp the American worker the way they could before, because now workers have options. Now people are saying, hey, you know what? Instead of going to work, I'm just going to do some gig work. I'm going to join the gig economy on Fiverr or whatever, which isn't going to be easily tracked. They're not going to count that as employment. So I'll make enough money from my gigs. I'll get my unemployment check, and then I'm good. Like, I'm good here, right? And so if you call me back to take that waitress job that I had before the pandemic. Well, I got other things to do, like, living my life and spending time with my kids while I work my gig at home. And then also, companies having a hard time retaining workers. Amazon is making these moves because Amazon is saying, God, people are coming here and the company down the street is offering them a better wage. So they'd run off to the company paying more money. And this works, again, this works in the favor of the American worker. I'm not mad at that. I think that the same sort of freedom that wealthy people have, because we work hard building businesses and all that stuff. I think workers obviously work harder than wealthy people in many cases. The difference is that it's a matter of also working in a different way, right? So that's why I encourage you guys to understand that, see which way the wind's blowing, so you can teach your kids. Hard work is necessary no matter which route you go. But the question is, what are you working on? Are you working hard to sweep the floor, or are you working hard to build a business? I've swept floors. I built businesses. It's easier to build businesses than it is to sweep floors. I don't enjoy sweeping floors, right? But the temporary gratification of sweeping the floor and getting a paycheck can seem good in the short term, but it's not a good long-term play, right? So ultimately, you're just seeing sort of a shift in the economy. And what's probably going to happen is that the corporations are going to start using the power of capitalism to form cartels again. They're going to all organize. All those who are in power are going to start organizing to corral the economic sheep into a pile so they can force them back into capitalist slavery. And I'm not being cynical when I say that. I'm not sitting here saying, oh, all capitalist systems are horrible and the world is a terrible place. I'm not saying that to you. I'm just telling you that capitalism is a system in which economics is used to create specific incentives that allow those in power to get what they want, right? So corporations are sitting there thinking they're conspiring with government officials, because the corporations and the government are the same thing. The corporations pay your politicians and put them in office. That's so they control the government. So they're saying, how do we structure laws and rules so that we can force poor people to come work for us? And we can force them to come to McDonald's and take that $15 an hour that we offer them, or that $13 an hour, and be happy with that, because that's going to be their best option. So as a result of that, they shut down the other options. So so what's going to happen is Biden is eventually going to be pushed to end all the extra unemployment supplement, right? So that people are stuck in a situation where they have no options. But at the same time, corporations will pay more. They're going to start competing with each other, which is probably very uncomfortable for them, because it digs into their profits, which, again, that's totally fine. Like, rich people need to pay more. Just when I look at the numbers, the reason your country is in debt is because rich people don't pay an appropriate level of taxes. Also, corporations don't pay an appropriate amount of taxes. The capital gains tax rate should increase. Wealthy people should be required to pay more. Right now, because of the pandemic especially, a lot of the wealth got transferred into the hands of the very, very elite, the Elon Musks of the world or whatever. I would not lose sleep over Elon Musk losing $20 billion, because they'll still have $100 billion to go, right? So ultimately, that's what you're seeing with your economy. My prediction is that this inflation thing, you want to keep your eyeballs on it, because that's going to be one of those things that's going to move your stock prices a lot. In terms of investing, this is one of those times where if you're in certain sectors, you might have to ride out the storm. Or, if you're in more stable stocks, you probably did pretty well, though, because today actually was a great day for the Dow Jones Industrial Average. You saw a lot of increase in prices, et cetera. So that's what it is. That's what's going on. There you go. All right. So do me a favor. If you want to join our Black Stock Market Challenge, it's totally free. Feel free to go to the blackstockmarketchallenge.com. The URL is right there on the screen. And also, I mentioned earlier today that if anybody in this chat or any chat emails you or messages you on Facebook, and says, hey, I'm Dr. Boyce Watkins. How you doing? Nice to meet you. Send me your money. Ignore that, because I found out recently from a couple of people that there are some scammers that are following the platform, that are messaging people, pretending to be me and asking you for money. I will not message you directly on Facebook or Instagram and ask you for money. If you don't hear it come out of my mouth or whatever, or if you're not sure, if you want to check the Black Business School, always check. Do not send money to random people messaging you, and report those accounts, because I'm trying my best to fight those scammers out there. So I just want to warn everybody and let you guys know that this is what's going on, and I don't want anything bad to happen to you. All right, so hit the thumbs up button on your way out. Thank you guys for listening. I will check in a little bit later, and please support the channel. Subscribe, and I'll see you guys soon. Take care. Peace.